Today is July 4th, which is not only Independence Day in the United States, but also the 6-year anniversary of KD shocking the world by signing with the Golden State Warriors. The KD signing shifted power in the league because the Dubs will go on to breeze the 2 straight championships and then lose in the 2019 finals. But despite KD winning 2 rings and 2 finals MVPs, he wasn't happy, which is why he bolted to the Nets along with Kyrie in 2019. Unfortunately, that's been a failure because in 3 years, KD has won just 1 playoff series with the Nets. KD demanded a trade with the Suns and Heat being his preferred landing spots, but damn near the entire league has traded interest in KD, including the Golden State Warriors. So should the Warriors trade for KD? What would it take to get him? And should KD even want to return to Golden State? Let's talk about it. But before we continue, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you enjoyed the content, please like the video and hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. The Warriors may not be KD's preferred destination, but they have one of the best available trade packages. The Dubs have a budding star in Jordan Poole who went off this year and was a big factor in the Warriors winning the title. Golden State also has other young talent on the team like James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga. Now the Warriors probably don't want to part with all of this young talent, but the Nets aren't trading KD unless they get a massive haul. KD is a top 15 player of all time, and with 4 years left on his contract, the Nets have leverage, so KD likely isn't getting traded unless they get an offer that knocks their socks off. Woj himself says that the Nets aren't trading KD unless they get a monumental offer. In this mock trade I came up with, the Dubs trade Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, and James Wiseman for Durant. Of course, the Nets are also going to want some first round picks thrown into the deal as well. This trade makes a lot of sense for both sides. For the Nets, the first round picks they get back are late, but that's fine. Talent matters more than the picks they receive because the Nets aren't trying to tank since they traded all their picks to the Rockets in the Harden trade. The Nets need talent. In fact, they said they want 2 all-star players in exchange for Durant. Well, in this trade, they're getting an all-star player in Andrew Wiggins, who's still young at just 27 years old, and a potential all-star in Jordan Poole. Wiseman and Kuminga are 2 young players who also possess all-star potential. This is a pretty good return for KD in my opinion. For the Dubs, it's obvious why they do this trade. The KD Warriors won 2 titles pretty easily and probably win in 2019 if KD and Klay Thompson don't get hurt in the finals. They're already favorites for next year's title. Adding KD makes the Warriors the overwhelming favorite for next year's championship. Of course, this trade would deplete the Dubs bench, and the Warriors are already hurting from losing Otto Porter Jr., Bjelica, and Gary Payton II free agency. This would undoubtedly make the Warriors very top heavy, but there's still some solid veterans like Dennis Schroeder and Carmelo Anthony left in free agency to fill out the bench. So while the Dubs would lose their young talent and lose most of their second unit, this trade is easily worth it for them. But would KD actually want this to happen? Based on his history, I would say no. KD is one of the most sensitive superstars in the league. The reason he left Golden State for the Nets was to prove he could win a championship without joining a 73-win team that already won the title. That was a legacy move. The Dubs are coming off a championship run, so joining them would look like a weak move by the fans. Now, KD shouldn't care what NBA fans think, but he's constantly arguing with fans on Twitter, so clearly he does care what they think. I don't think KD wants to join the Warriors. I think he wants to beat the Warriors, which is why his preferred destination is the Suns, who are one of the top teams in the West. So I find it hard to believe that KD wants to go back to the Dubs, but who knows? Maybe KD has realized the grass wasn't greener on the other side and realized that the Dubs is truly where he belongs. He has reportedly been in contact with the Warriors stars about a potential reunion. Only time will tell where KD ends up landing. But now I want to hear from you guys. Should the Dubs even trade for KD? What would you give up for him in a potential trade? Should KD even want to go back to the Dubs, or should he look to go somewhere else? Or should he stay put in Brooklyn? Tell me in the comments. Please like the video and subscribe for more dope content like this, and click this video to see why Patrick Baldwin Jr. of the Warriors is the steal of the 2022 NBA draft.